enjoyed the show so far, folks. Don't worry, because there's plenty more Omega Strikers to come. You are in luck. And now we're finally getting into things here. Again, it will be Finesse versus Prodigies, with Finesse on the blue side defending the left and Prodigies on the red side defending the right. Juliet and Drakkar are the bans. We are still on Night Market here, Saya.
Yep. We got a little lucky with, I guess, the map rule. we got a little lucky. We got the same one. But yeah,
Mixed up, though, on the draft, as the Drakkar did get banned away compared to the no ban in the last one. So it'll be Puffy on the Era here, trying to support Joker on that forward Asher. And on the flip side, it's the Era X combination coming out as well.
yeah, and the quick strikes and the chrono boost. You can definitely tell why the Eras went chrono. That additional speed buff and the debuff enhancement is just so good. But with quick strikes, this is like beta Omega Strikers. Everyone is striking quick. You get less punished, but you can also do more dribbling, especially on a map like this where each lane is relatively close quarters. That extra dribbling potential is just so valuable.
And you have to imagine with the speed boost coming out the Eras as well, and the speed boost in the middle for that matter, dribbling will be made that much easier. And folks, when we say dribbling, for those of you that might be a little newer, dribbling when we're striking it off of the wall. You can't really like strike it in front of you just barely like you can in soccer or something. No, instead it's more of a pass to yourself off of the various geometry here that happens. One goal barrier down both sides of the map. This is where Atlas will be at his strongest for both sides, and that's part of the reason why we are back into overtime once again, is now trying to look for this final goal barrier here is the side of Finesse. They haven't been able to put that one away yet.
Right, but right now it is Puffy and Barcode controlling the midfield. Penguin trying to get a strike, but despite the size, how nimble the Era is just outstriking Penguin right now. Getting a little impatient, but both teams, I guess, comfortable. Fine with just stalling it out here.
Fine, stalling out for now. We're still in overtime. There's the goal barrier. Finally falls as the core was just traveling far too fast. Barcode already uses that core flip as both goalies have it online now. Primary comes out as well. The area trying to keep the pressure, but gets shrunk in the process. Penguin looking for the bell ringer here as both the members are smaller and staggered. There's the Joker off the map. Now Penguin and Liari looking for the pass and the connection, but not able to find it. Zeno gets involved here on the Atlas, and there's the core flip that comes out. Liari strikes it off of the retreating goal barrier. And now pressure might shift the other direction. Puffy on the dribble, looking for something here. It's going to be the Joker taking care of that X. And now power play potential for Finesse, but Liari defending this quite well, even at the midfield line. Now passes up to the Joker nearly, and that one, no, it will eventually find the net. Puffy able to find a shot.
Yep, and so far, Barcode has just been the superior goalie. Not by much, but that little difference is the difference maker when both players are playing Atlas and their only job is to be that wall. But right now, Puffy and Joker, again, that midfield control is also superior on the side of Finesse. Possibly why they were so dominant in record against this Prodigy's team. Even with the addition of Liari, Joker and Puffy are two of the best players, two of some of the best players in the game, and that Era Tornado dribble was almost the end for Zeno, but that pass to Liari, and they're out of there. Oh, no, it just slips in. Not enough movement speed, and the core was at an awkward angle for Zeno.
So many resources as well committed to the knockout towards the Joker, trying to take care of that threat and potentially, worthwhile, exercise to get rid of the Era, or the Asher, excuse me, but nonetheless, have to pay attention to the core. And now Cyclone comes out here. A lot of the members stacked together for Prodigies. as we're starting to see the spread come out. There is the shield, comes out of the Joker, but now actually both goal barriers quickly going to fall. Barcode can't defend both of them, but notably still has that core flip at the ready as well. Now Xeno Gemini looking to try to send this one away. Nice dodge around the Cyclone, but nonetheless, the goal barrier will still fall, and open nets on both sides of the pitch. Puffy looking for this one here, gives it away to Xeno Gemini, but that's up to the Joker, and it looks like Puffy able to find the beam in order to send that.
Yeah, and you see a lot of arrows just press the beam, but I feel like there's a difference in how good arrows can time it, can place it, so that it gets the second strike when you're trying to clear it. And right now, that Castellast or the Prime Time, both are great for the era, but choosing to deny the Castellast from the X. You don't want Pengui getting the Castellast and having that last forever, but the Stagger Swagger denied from Pengui as well, and he must settle for build different, which is still good by all means, but it is not the other two. And the Prime Time on the table, super duper lucky for Liari. Having that still available is really, really nice. Otherwise, you would have been stuck with something much worse.
To mention as well, the prime time for the Joker's Asher having the ability for those shield and the passive as well to come out just more often will certainly be useful as this continues on through. But still the early stages of this game, and now is that ultimate out of Barcode forced in order to get Puffy back online, but the pressure is still maintained here by this roster. Although that Cyclone comes on Liari, well done to try to buy us a little bit more space, but they haven't been able to convert this into very many goal barriers.
Yeah, and as we were talking, Joker is basically solo playing. Puffy is just acting as a punching bag for Pengui, and Pengui is just going crazy, constantly doing damage. But I mentioned the Joker, and that one barrier was all the Joker. Dribbled top, dribbled bottom, primary for the barrier. And it just shows how good some players can be.
Four flips exchanged across the map now. And again, another long rally between these two. Finally, last goal barrier going to fall here. And the net is open for FNS to try to find an opportunity. Liari, though, nice Cyclone, able to send that one away. And the Joker staggered here, looking for the punches to come out of Pengui, and there's the bell ringer to send the Joker back. Now Liari looking for the pass up to Pengui, looking for this final goal barrier, not able to find it. Beautiful expanse out of Barcode right there, even on top with that X on top of you, still has the discipline for that button. Now Liari on the strike, not able to keep that one away, and the expanse burned out of Xeno Gemini as well. Watch out for when this Atlas has those rings, because those are critical. Still seeing this, but a nice beam once again by Puffy crosses up Xeno Gemini, and it's one goal on the board early in this set for FNS.
And Puffy has been so good with the beams. We saw him, we pointed him out. We pointed him out being a punching bag for Pengui, but when he is left alone, when he can play the game, he is just a scoring menace. He is a midfield menace. And the Joker and Puffy are just so coordinated. But right now, Xeno Gemini interrupting all of their attempts at pushing up, and Pengui in the pocket, but no, the primary coming out from Barcode. But with the strike shot, as I say that, it's just back and forth. Both goalies are just stopping the offense in its tracks immediately.
Once again, nice core flip use, but oh, what a position there. Yes, that is possible and intentional for both goal barriers to fall. The trade back the other direction will get stopped by Xeno Gemini's core flip as well. And now the shield comes out of the Joker. At least they get one goal barrier for the pressure, but a beautiful ultimate resurrects the Joker and keeps Barcode alive, even in the face of Pengui. And so now, even though they were thinking they'd have an opportunity, they don't at the moment. Nice ultimate exchange as well as the resurrect comes through for Xeno Gemini. And now it's the Joker that is rather low and staggered on health. There's the speed boost coming out. Looking for the angle here is Penguin, but now that final goal barrier is going to fall. The Joker's in position. Nice expanse. Bewitching beam sent back to the direction. Look at how small Puffy is, and now the air has exchanged sizes nearly. Penguin comes up with a 4th KO in this game so far and is able to find the connection off of the wall and off of the corner. Some weird bounces, but it doesn't scathe the X on the front lines.
What a play by Penguin. Found the opportunity, got the dribble, and got the goal using that massive size of X. And if you want someone in front of the goal, you have to want Penguin. Definitely a name that people will remember, but Barcode continuing to be that iron wall no matter what happens. And Zeno on the other side trying to do the same. The levels right now so even. But Joker and Puffy are in position. Penguin forcing them away with the spin, and that tornado just completely zones Zeno, and the shrink as well.
What a bewitching beam. Puffy's placement on some of these beams on the front lines. You'd expect the Joker to be the one doing most of the scoring, but it feels like the Joker on the Asher is the one that's getting bullied and pushed around the most. And it's actually Puff that frees Puffy up to be this primary scorer and put things away. Don't discredit the ability of some of these ranged abilities in order to find some of those scores. It's exactly what Puffy's showing us here now.
Yeah, and what Penguin's doing is fine. It is reducing the game to a 1v1 between the target he is not hitting. But the issue is, both of FNS's players are winning that 1v1. And when you win that 1v1, you get barriers, you get goals. And Puffy and Joker, just two amazing players making it happen here. Joker so low, and Penguin and Liari trying to capitalize, but the flip is returned with a flip, and Barcode gets out of the jam.
Still, both goal barriers up, and we are about to hit overtime. Oh, nice core flip in the nick of time from Xeno Gemini in order to save that one as well. By the way, you mentioned the levels earlier. Let's talk about the levels a little more. We are seeing level 8s, level 7s, and level 6s, and we're not even out of the second set yet. That's a testament to just how much is going on, how active these players are, and just how long we've seen some of these rallies go on for.
Yeah, this is what happens when it's a matchup between two goalies that are very good at Atlas and pick Atlas. This is what the Atlas goalie does. Instead of accelerating the game, it decelerates it. It slows it to a crawl and reduces it to openings. It's the singular openings that you get when the cooldowns are down, and if you fail, you're forced to do it again. But this time, Penguin and Liari combined for a very confusing bounce that I couldn't track myself, and if I couldn't track it from spectator, Barcode definitely couldn't track it in the moment. That was a bounce.
That was a bounce and a half off of that middle barrier on Night Market, but already pressure returned the other direction, looking for the second barrier, but already it's the Joker that's the one that gets sent off of the stage. Now Xeno Gemini and just Liari continuing to buy some time here, looking to give an opportunity for Penguin to try to look for a KO again, but no, doesn't come through this time around, and now it's Penguin that's rather low. Nonetheless, able to punch that core right onto that second goal barrier, and all of a sudden, FNS is looking to strike right back. Beautiful ultimate. Again, that healing component of the ultimate is critical. And look at this, Puffy and the Joker both already back to full health. It's Penguin still low, forced to use the dodge during the X Maximus. It just doesn't have the damage potential here that we're used to seeing out of that X. But nonetheless, we're still seeing a beautiful and solid goalie play come out of both these Atlas. Xeno Gemini already at Omega, but even more beautiful is the 4th Bewitching Beam goal. Puffy secures the set for FNS.
And that right there is the weakness of Atlas. Such an iron wall, both goalies looking impenetrable, but when the barriers go down, you can hit around him, and those weaknesses show up. And right here, the infinite twin drive, and I fear this game will go another hour.
Oh no. Oh, we saw the Ani Pillage on the last one, and now we're getting both Atlases most likely with Twin Drive here. Surely not, right? Are they going to pick their Awakening?
Well, if you don't pick, you automatically get infinite.
Oh, well, I guess that's fair.
Alright, well, I hope you're ready. I hope you have something to drink, something to eat, because this match is going to take a while.
I think it's about time we turn this into a podcast, Saya. What do you think?
Okay, so
I don't...
do you have any like questions about any of the players in this game? Because I could tell you like very basic information.
Tell me more about Xeno Gemini, who's been playing out of their minds so far, even despite all the pressure that's come their way.
So Xeno Gemini wasn't really that known in beta, I think. Wasn't competitive, definitely. Didn't really participate in all of the tournaments. Wasn't up there. But when the game launched, they shot up ranked. They played so many games. They grinded. And right now, well, it all paid off. They're in NASL East. They made it. And the Atlas is their signature pick, but they're pretty fine on the Estelle. I think they qualified on the Estelle because the Atlas was banned. So overall, amazing player. And yeah.
Look at this, by the way. The positioning here, nearly at the midfield line, is Xeno Gemini, not afraid in order to try to defend this last goal barrier. I imagine not afraid to defend it when you have Core Flip and Twin Tribe as the Atlas. And we're still scoreless in our first overtime on the rally here. We said, folks, this would go pretty long, and we hope you'll believe us now. There's a nice Core Flip, comes out of Puffy to send this one back, but no, doesn't quite find a connection to the barrier off of the corner. KO comes in for Liari, now on a 4 KO streak herself. Bellringer comes out, sends that one back in. Oh no, unfortunately falls to that goal barrier. Will they be able to find the connection here? It's the Joker still in position on this Asher. Liari, Bewitching Beam, doesn't connect with the goal. Pengui is still there, looking to try to bully these members back in. Now there's the shot to the bottom corner. Finally, the connection is in for Prodigies.
And right there, Pengui was waiting. Pengui was just slapping Barcode around, hoping that the core would land soon, but Barcode stayed calm for a long time, but eventually, like, you can't hold on forever, no matter how good you are. Even if you're the Barcode from the CECC land moment, from the final goal, the hold, even if you're that Barcode, you can't last forever.
There will eventually be a point where Core Flip has been burned, when both Atlas expanses have been burned on the Twin Tribe. Surely at some point. But not right now is the case. Hey, folks, I mean, let's go back to podcasting, I think, Saya, just for the sake of the argument. There's still a goal barrier up on both sides. I mean, we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, so
I don't know what to talk about now. This is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be.
We decided to go into podcasting mode, but we didn't have a plan.
Yeah, there is no plan. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty boring.
Oh, okay. I looked at the chat for 1 second, and I know that's one of the rules of commentary. You shouldn't do that, but people's alts. So Xeno Gemini doesn't actually have as many alts as people think. Because I know one of them is definitely KFC Manager, like Xeno Capricorn, Xeno Sagittarius, I forget, but one of them's KFC Manager, a bunch are Striker Kai. But as I say that, Pengui, what a great pass by Liari, and Pengui threads the needle between Puffy and Barcode. What a shot.
Tell you what, Pengui's accuracy is quite significant in a lot of these cases. You saw there, after Barcode burned both the Core Flip and at least one expanse, the second expanse was just out of reach of that second one. And that goes back down to this X's positioning there, forward in the middle, able to strike it towards both corners. And, you know, obviously the passes continue to come through from Liari, so able to pick that up is also rather large. So, well done there. And for now, I mean, for that matter, 2 goals in a row now have gone over to Prodigies. You know, even as much of, you know, as much as we like to say that there's nothing else that really matters here for the first, like, 40 seconds of the round, it does seem to be favoring the Prodigies so far.
Yeah, and they're just finding that midfield control now. They are getting the damage down. They're finding the core up the field, and as I say that, the one that gets taken out is Pengui, as Xeno Gemini manages to defend, the flip used, and finally the barrier, but Liari manages to save the other one. Barcode has flipped now, can use it in case of emergency, so can play a little more up than usual. And now Penguin trying to take out the Joker, fails to do so. Liari and Penguin up the top side, but the Joker interrupts the pass. And now Xeno Gemini stuck in the bottom with Puffy. Has to pass up, but the Joker is lurking and finds it.
Unfortunate clear angle there. Xeno Gemini didn't find the corner, only bounced off of the top wall, and it bounced right on over to the Joker. But now, open nets both sides of the pitch. Penguin starts to storm forward, but no, doesn't matter. Puffy's core flip comes out, and that'll be the first goal of the set for FNS. Woo! It's another one, folks. Yeah! It's another round. Let's go for another 90 seconds. How about it?
Yeah, and these always start slow because both the Atlases can use that slow initial core speed to basically get their cooldowns back from the next round. They can just slowly play, but once the action heats up, you bet the expanses are going to start rolling, and that strike shot is coming out. Liari gets it past the Penguin, and Atlas, that one weakness, the no mobility, means that an angle like that from Penguin, again, so accurate, can take out a barrier.
Nice one back from Puffy as well. And Saya, how about some of these core flips as well? We're seeing in a lot of cases, they're utilizing the full fact that that core cannot be impacted by any other player for a while, and kind of sometimes just letting it fall and not actually getting that empowered shot. I'll ask you about that after we see this come through. The Joker's in position. No, the defense holds for Xeno Gemini. Just barely off of that expanse. Puffy wasn't forward either, but now the Joker, looking to try to keep up the pressure, is rather low on health, so we'll have to be careful. And now we are back into overtime. See what happens here. Penguin looking to send this one back the other direction, but of course Barcode is there. The Joker still staggered. Now will be forced to retreat all the way back. And time will be bought here. Now finally Penguin gonna pop the X Maximus just to get the Joker out. And we'll be looking for that last goal barrier. Core flip burned by Barcode. Not able to have that defensive tool either. As now Puffy looks to keep up the pressure. Now the Joker back online, sends one back towards the net. That one will be defended as well. This continues to go back and forth here. Now it bounces between the split barrier. That was a lot of bounces between the night market barrier.
Yeah, but right now, Penguin could break it wide open. Both goals are open. These are Atlases. It can go around them quite possibly, but Puffy, the savior of Barcode, and Barcode moves up. But that respawn for Liari is just in time. Liari now lurking in the top side, ready to catch it clear by Barcode, but Barcode gambles with Penguin instead of Liari, and that expanse is perfect, but the primary coming out from Xeno is also, and now Penguin with the dash, with the strike, cannot do anything. That expanse, but Liari managed to defend. The expanse misses, but it's fine, and now Barcode sends it back. Liari trying to get it past, but the Joker finally receives it in front of the net, and even though Asher has been nerfed to the ground in the form of a rework, that required no nerfed Asher abilities, just a single strike.
All right, for the record, walk me through that rework, because this is clearly I know everything of what I'm talking about, but this is the first I'm hearing of said rework. So what exactly was changed about Asher, and why might she not be as strong, although is still putting up a decent showing in this match?
So her passive in the past was that she got like a directional barrier for a bit when she used any ability, and that barrier during its duration was like indestructible. You could just walk the core in with it, and you had to like hit it away from it no matter what. But if there were other pressures, she was just such a scoring menace and so degenerate, especially if she got multiple size awakenings. Now that barrier is gone. It got replaced by a single hit barrier on the primary and an indestructible barrier while on defense, not on offense. So, and that barrier being removed from dash is the big thing, because dash is now a single hit, and that you could like double hit the dash. So it's always awkward when that happens, because before you couldn't.
Open net now as we are in overtime. FNS looks to put this one back and send us to another map. That'll be 3 sets for FNS 2-0 as they take the first map there. The Twin Drive Atlas still stands, and a lot of those, I think, was a large part of the pressure here that we were able to see kept up by the Joker and Puffy there. Puffy had some beautiful bewitching beams across the board. 6 goals for Puffy alone. to send a lot of those back. So well done there. But hey, strong showing both teams, even if we started to get a little bored of that in the last set.
Yep, and we'll see what happens in this next game. in this next round.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything because if I say anything, I'll jinx it one way or the other. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just not going to say anything. We're on to a new map, guys. I'm just happy we're going to another map. That's what I'm most happy about. We'll see what happens, of course, with that new map. There are worst case scenarios, as someone in Twitch chat just pointed out. Multiple people in Twitch chat just pointed out. But surely we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It'll still be a fun, interesting, and engaging match of Omega Strikers. And that's the most important.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Are there any other like goofy little like awakening combinations that we can think of? I mean, obviously there's like the Monumentalist stuff and Monumentalist Timeless Creator if you happen to get both of them, which is probably unlikely to happen because people will try to deny it here. But what other just like goofy nonsense is there? There's a decent thing.
There's a lot, right? Because this game is an Awakenings game now. Before, it was kind of samey every game, but
right.
When you see that Starring Awakening duo, when you see the Infinites, anything could happen. Infinite Stagger Swagger could warp a game so completely. That could also extend the game because people are dying far less. Infinite Unstoppable is probably the most game warping because you have to stagger people to kill them. But I think it would be incredibly funny if it was Infinite Twin Drive again.
No, don't speak it into existence, Saya. I was specifically saying that I didn't want to speak it into existence, nor did I want to jinx it into existence. And now you've just done it. So everyone can blame Saya when it happens, okay? Let it be known, that wasn't me. That is all Saya.
Okay,
I need to point the other way. All Saya.
If I say it's funny, it won't happen, right? Because it's like implying I want it to happen.
But then there's like 5D chess happening, and then it like implies that you want it to happen, but it implies that like reverse psychology happened or something. I don't know how any of that works. All I know is that if it comes up again at all, it's your fault. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
That's what our prediction should be in the next one, by the way, is do we get Infinite Twin Drive again? Because it could be a starter awakening, too. It could be.
Okay.
And then we're stuck with the whole game and not just a set.
Oh, all right.
Woohoo!
So
yeah.
You know what I'm gonna say now?
What are you gonna say now?
Instead of just saying it'll be funny, there's no way it'll be Twin Drive again.
Oh.
There's no way.
Oh. Now we can really blame Saya. Actually, now we can get our pitchforks out for Saya. Actually, I think is how that works at this point. I'm gonna need my bottle of water for this one. Saya, how are we looking? Are we ready for the next one?
Yep, we should be queued in the next minute. We are
all right.
Chilling right now. How has your day been? You've been pulled into cast. You've been actually told in advance this time, which is...
I was told in advance. How about that? I was told a few days in advance. My day's been all right. I actually got to like wake up relatively early this morning, and I had breakfast and then went for a bike ride. So like I was like moderately productive today, and I didn't just like stroll out of bed at 1 p.m., which is good for me. Which is very good for me. But anyway, we're getting to the next one. IME's app is the map that will be on. FNS will still be on the blue side. Prodigy's on the red side. And we'll see what comes through here as we see the Octavia hover out of the Joker. See if it actually gets selected. Juliet and Dracar are both banned away again.
Yep, and Octavia isn't allowed, so I am gonna guess that will be changed.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Yeah, there's the Zentaro. Interesting. The Zentaro. Are you sure about that? like, Zentaro. Are you sure?
I would argue more sure than the Asher.
It has to be Super Surge start, right? That's the only way.
Maybe. That might be the case. Of course, we'll see in just a moment what our starter awakenings were. Actually, Zentaro's both sides of the map.
Spark of Strength? It's not even Super Surge?
Spark of Strength cast to last in both teams pick up the Zentaro in addition to their Era and Atlases. Okay, interesting. They must know something we don't, Saya.
Yeah, I'm just incredibly confused because Zentaro, not just a very hard character to pilot, just not the strongest character ever, but it doesn't matter if you force a barcode clear into the Bewitching Beam from Liari. What a picture-perfect first goal for Prodigies.
Number of times an Era scores a Bewitching Beam goal. 1. Count with me, chat. We're at 1 now on this map. Beautifully done and executed by Liari. Not much more to say about that. And of course, anytime you can force a goalie clear in a specific direction, I mean, maybe that's the other thing, is you're afraid that if the Zentaro ultimate comes out, that, you know, the core gets stuck in the ultimate. We'll see what happens. We'll try to track that as this one goes forward. Barcode going to be forced to use that core flip already, though, as that one gets sent back. And now it's the Joker and Puffy. They're able to take care of that goal barrier. And the extra primary comes out here from Barcode as well, keeping the pressure alive. Dash doesn't quite connect, though, to send that one back on away. And it looks like the ultimate will come back online to heal up all of these players. Core flip used, but it doesn't matter. Not able to strike it away in time. And the Joker finds the abilities to KO Xenogemini.
And that is one of the places where Zentaro excels. When you have that much left on the core flip duration, your primary basically covers all of it. It's a very meaty move, as the fighting game players would say. So definitely an amazing use of that tool by Joker, and also getting the barrier here. Maybe they can make something happen. Puffy dribbling.
Bounce there off of the middle of Imy's app, looking for the connection over to Puffy. Doesn't quite find the goal, though, as now both the Zentaros fighting against one another for core control. Puffy gonna let that one slip by, uses the Bewitching Beam back the other way, and now Penguin is the one that's staggered on rather low health. Ultimate comes out, though. Goal barrier will fall, but Puffy has possession. Now Xenogemini uses the Expanse strike shot to try to intercept things, as well as that Maelstrom comes out of Liari. Penguin looks for the angle, doesn't find it. Core flip comes out. Connection isn't made because the Expanse comes out there of Barcode as well. We're once again back to overtime. Liari looking for Penguin. Can't find the connection there, and Bewitching Beam once again intercepts things. There's the dash forward from the Joker, and Puffy's there to put it away out of the corner. Well done there. And now it's the advantage over to FNS.
Yep, and on a map like this, the midfield control difference becomes much more apparent because the hole in the middle, the apple, as they say, is such a massive barrier in terms of splitting the map. It is basically two worlds for a little bit. And with no characters, with no midfielders, no Juno, can't jump over, it just basically boils down to two 1v1s in the moment at the very least.
Well, the Zentaro could theoretically dash over, right?
Yeah, but as I say that, what a passive dash. The strike dash into the score, catching the clear from Xenogemini. And that is a place where Zentaro is uniquely useful. You just get so many buttons to press if you have that passive up. If you have one strike away from the passive, you get a strike, you get usability, and you get the dash as well. It can be overwhelming mentally for the defense.
Spark of Agility is up here, and it looks like does Joker take Stagger Swagger here? Probably the best. For the best will be knocked around much less, but that Spark might make it all the way through. No, actually, okay, gets stolen away by Barcode, just so Penguin can't have it. Well done there. what else kind of stands out to you here? I mean, I can't imagine the peak performance is bad here for Penguin either.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not what you want. The reason you took Spark of Strength was to hope for that 4 Spark Dream, or maybe even just 3, but with that Spark of Agility taken away. Spark of Agility, arguably the best Spark in the game anyway. That speed is so much more valuable than the negligible amount of ability haste effectively given by the Spark of Focus. Better than the Spark of Strength, it feels. And right now, Xeno Gemini in a tight spot, but Penguin fishes them out. And I think a big winner of the draft is that the Joker with the Stagger Swagger. You just play the game without fearing too much, and that clear is intercepted by Puffy.
Well done there. I think that clear connection, what have you. Once again, Puffy able to send it back. A lot of this game, Saya, it feels like it boils down to just these players always seeming to be in the right place at the right time. And when they're in the right place at the right time, the goals go back. And when they're not in the right place at the right time, the goals don't go back because there's a decent enough save that can be made. Especially though when these Atlases have their collapses down. Feels like it kind of just boils down to being spread out and looking for these passing plays in a lot of cases.
Yeah, and although that sounds simple, it's actually an incredibly deep thing because when you watch low elo gameplay, people chase after the core instead of being in the position where their teammate can make it happen. If Puffy was chasing the core along with Joker, he wouldn't have covered that top angle. So next time, if you're in a game and you're wondering, oh, I'm chasing the core, but it always just keeps running away from me, just try to find a good place to stand sometimes. It can do a lot for your gameplay.
Yeah, don't look at my silver gameplay for that one. Watch these guys and understand that, hey, maybe they're a little more spread out. Maybe they look for these passing plays more times than not, and it makes it that much easier to secure things. Both goal barriers still standing on IMZAP, and we are now in overtime. We see a lot of abilities traded back and forth, and now core flip burned by Barcode. Tries to clear it, but now we'll get stuffed there, and now it's Penguin that'll be taken rather low. Will get punished for all of that now, and has to dash in order to try to get away. Now the Joker and Puffy looking for one another. There's the Cyclone, then they'll go just wide of the core, and still Saya, both goal barriers standing.
Yup, and the defense from both goalies is so good. They've been pressured by the Arrow, by the Zentaro on both sides, but Barcode with the strike with the primary, Xeno doing that right angle vertical clear, but it bounces up to the Joker and immediately taken advantage of, and now Penguin forced away by the Expanse, ricocheting the core away, and now Liari and Penguin trying to cover an angle, but the Joker is here to play, jumps across the middle of the apple and uses the passive dash for the top corner.
Well done there, the dash to put that one back. Just something that Xeno Gemini was not expecting, and the Expanse came out just a bit late. Now, Saya, let me go back to this, because I've never heard this called the apple. How does that, it doesn't look like an apple.
Alright, so this is a Brickbat moment. Brickbat, a creator of many terms. None have stuck, but I personally think the apple is the way to go because it is the app hole, the IME's app hole, the app hole apple.
Okay.
I think it's cool.
Okay.
Aesop thinks it's cool.
Okay. We got there eventually. It's not obvious, I will say. Beautiful bewitching beam there from Liari. Secures the goal barrier. Now the Expanse trying to dig this one out of the corner, but no, both of the forwards are there, and it'll be Penguin that gets credited with the goal, as now that one goes in, preventing the set going to FNS just yet.
Yup, and now both goalies have their core flips, so expect the defense to be that much stronger. You might see the flashy plays from that energy burst and see, oh wow, that's just a free goal button, but it's also a free save button as well. You can catch with your mistakes. If you miss a strike, you can just quickly press it as a panic button. You can get stuff that you wouldn't reach otherwise, so valuable on these immobile goalies like Atlas. Like right there.
Well done there, strike shot, or core strike, comes through, and now looking for this one dash is Puffy and the Joker, looking to try to return the favor, digging that one out of the corner. Is, though, the Prodigies. Now it's Penguin on the offensive. There's the goal barrier that'll fall. It falls over to Liari, who buys a little bit of time. Dribbles off of the pit in the middle. Now Penguin looking for this one. Nice core flip. Waits through all of the abilities thrown towards the core and finds the goal themselves. It's set point for both teams on the second.
What amazing patience by Pengui. Just stood there, stood through all of it, was so confident. Oh, I can get the primary afterwards. And just did it. And now Liari with the massive tornado, but it doesn't bear fruit because Barcode just clears it away. And Xeno Gemini, what an incredible weight. But you can't defend the whole barrier against a flip like that. And Pengui and Liari are left to try and get some offense. It sneaks in right before the expanse comes out.
Pengui was just barely able to catch that one on the primary. Now Liari sends it back on forward, but that dash comes out and it sends it back the other direction, right back to the hands of Puffy and the Joker. It's control on over to FNS. Core flip out. There's the collapse though, and now Liari's forced to play super passively on the back lines. There's the KO that comes out of the Joker now, and Puffy just has to try to pass this one on up. Pengui though, beautiful primary, but walks away from it, and the FNS will take the second set.
And I was a little scared. Pengui was walking away from the core, and then I saw the primary, and I was like, oh, okay, he's cooking. And then he walked away again. And I fear he burned the pan that time. But right now, Chrono Boost going to the era. And that is like good in more ways than one. Zentaro really wants to dash Awakenings. But I'm kind of wondering who will take the Unstoppable. Will Era take it? Because Liari has been dying a tiny bit. Maybe it's valuable. Might take the big fish. Takes the build different instead.
Three build difference come out here. One for each Zentaro and then Liari as well. Other things to note there. Barcode going over to the glass cannon provides a little bit of extra speed perhaps here for the Atlas. And that speed in combination with the Spark looks like he's actually cruising a bit.
Yeah, and I was talking in the Omega Strikers Discord, worst mistake of my life, and I saw a lot of people really doubting glass cannon. And that got me wondering, because in like all the solo queue games, if there's nothing that's like super optimal for the character as a goalie, you just go glass cannon. The movement speed is insane. The power is an added bonus. It's just such, it's so good as filler. You just take it.
Look at how fast this Atlas is moving. Like, Atlas literally has movement right now. I mean, you cannot tell me otherwise. Does get hit, so the timer will reset there maybe for a moment. And now the dash comes out of Pengui here. That goal barrier will fall. There's the Cyclone that comes out. Has a boosting ability there, and now the connection comes through. Prodigy's able to keep up the pressure despite it all, and they'll take the first goal in this third set.
And right there is why Atlas is so good and also can feel so bad. Not is bad, but can feel so bad on this map. Because you can defend a barrier for what seems like forever. As soon as it goes down, almost anything can score on you. The goal is wide open and you are button Atlas.
Yeah. Now here we are. There is the flip that comes out. Now we're seeing the offensive pressure here out of Puffy and Joker. Not able to find the connection. Okay, no, goal barrier does fall. Puffy now tries to send it off for the corner, and the Joker with the dash able to come through, tying things up.
And that Zentaro ability is probably the most misunderstood thing in the game. Because it looks like a dash. It feels like a dash. But it's actually a blink. The entire hitbox is like a hit scan thing. It all comes out at the same time. It's kind of weird how it is, but that's like a unique property of it. That's like different from every other ability that sort of looks that way.
Now the expanse comes out again, sticks around for quite a long time. And the goal barrier is defended for now. See if the connection comes through here. There's it on the other side of the map as well, and now the dashes come through from both Zentaros, going elusive to dodge the Cyclone as well. 25 seconds left until overtime comes through, and we're seeing a lot more 1v1s here. Things are split up on both sides of the map. Expanse comes out again, sends it away from these barriers, and that's the thing, is a lot of these midfield pressures seem to buy just enough time for these Atlases to have that expanse back up, and now Liari forces the Cyclone through to break that goal barrier, looking for the connection there. That gets intercepted by the Joker. We're in overtime now. Dash comes out. Pengui must be 1 HP, isn't cracked for whatever reason. and now still is able to sit here and harass Barcode, even finds the power orb there, but all the meanwhile, the pressure is sent away by Xeno Gemini, and now the dash comes in. There's the KO onto Barcode, and it's now Penguin that's staggered and knocked off of the map by the Joker. Trade for trade back and forth. Xeno Gemini core flip doesn't connect. Liari wins the strike war though, buying some time, and now Barcode is back up standing. There's the dribble off the side as well. Again, just waiting for Penguin to come back online, but now potential opportunity. Bewitching Beam comes out. The Expanse is online though. There are the rest of the abilities, and unfortunate that that connection wasn't made. Still open net. Now Xeno Gemini has the Expanse, able to send that one, and a beautiful strike away from Barcode, preventing that Bewitching Beam from getting another goal. Core flip out. Patience from Puppy. That one will get sent back to this corner, and now the Joker's looking to stuff it through, but no, doesn't happen. Now the Cyclone out once more. There it is. Finally, that barrier will fall as it looks like an unfortunate bounce off of the center of that hit. And now Penguin looks for the shot. That one will get defended by Barcode as well. These goalies are playing out of their minds so far. Now pass up. That one will also get saved thanks to the extra speed from the glass cannon. Xeno Gemini forced to send that one back up. That Expanse comes out as well. My goodness, this one is still balancing on a knife's edge. Penguin rather low, will get cracked, but Liari's there to stuff it back finally. Prodigy's up in the set.
What a round from both goalies, but most especially Barcode, despite getting scored on in the end, combined with the power of the glass cannon and his raw skill, just defended for what felt like an eternity. There were so many attempts that he just skated around on those, I don't know, glass cannon, more like ice skates, really. He is chilling, he is moving, and despite the death from the Joker, despite the barrier being gone, I must believe in Barcode.
Well, okay, you gotta pick one side. Believe in Barcode or believe in the Prodigies. Right now, it's Prodigies that have the advantage. Beautiful core flip, sees it right before the barrier, though. You deserve that, Pogger, Xeno Gemini. Well done. But now, it's still 2-on-3. The Joker looking to send that one back. No, Liari respawns just in time. There's the Maelstrom that comes out as well. Doesn't find the connection here, though, and we're still now getting down to the last few seconds before that core starts flying around the map again. Liari looking for the pass, doesn't find it. That's denied by Joker. Penguin looking to try to find the offensive here. There's the dash that comes through, and Prodigies will put their first set on the board on this map.
What a connection. Because normally, I guess on the past map, the connections weren't as there for the two forwards of Prodigies. But here, playing the Zentaro, the point and click dash, they are on point, and Penguin is rewarded with the Super Surge. Exactly what a Zentaro wants. The Joker will settle for extra special, a pretty different way to play Zentaro, using a lot more of that special. It's up way more. And Orb Ponderer, Spark of Focus. So Barcode is kind of trying to become a fraction of the mayor of Spark and Din City, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, he does have two, which is not terrible, and like right now, Barcode didn't have very many things that he could have wanted, right? There wasn't like another Timeless Greater, Monumentalist, Twin Fly, something of the sort online. So, hey, look, might as well pick up that second Spark. It'll get a little bit more, and now goes even faster even without the glass cannon. But nonetheless, goal barrier will fall here, and now actually on both sides. Liari in position to try to keep the strikes up, and then Penguin will be right there, hitting it off of that backboard. And now Prodigies looking to start pulling ahead. They've got the wind at their backs now.
You're starting to see the power of that Penguin Super Surge. So much more reach, so much more, I guess, hits done on each ability. Just doing a lot more. Like right there, reach that wouldn't have reached without the Super Surge, and now has the perfect position, can mix with the core flip, mixes and forces out Barcodes, but somehow the entire team of FNS manages to save that.
Everyone's healing up now. Penguin looks to try to put it back again, but I really do like your point about this Super Surge here. We saw it be so impactful earlier, and now it forces the expanse out of Barcode once more. It's the Joker looking to put that one back. Puffy will get credited with the goal, but it was also the Joker able to stun Xeno Gemini away. We've tied up our 4th set.
Yup, and we've seen a lot of the gameplay in all of our matches so far. If the goalie is all alone and needs to walk to save it, most of the time players will choose to just hit the goalie instead of hitting the core. Well, why stuff it when you can just stun them? And that is the philosophy that the players subscribe by because it works. And now Penguin and Liari slowly burning Barcode's abilities, trying to make it happen here. Xeno Gemini with the clear down. Oh, it does not get the timing. And Puffy will get the barrier. Joker trying to catch it with the flip, but Penguin managed to deflect the core. And now Liari and Penguin trying to get it out of their half. But Xeno Gemini is forced to defend because the Joker and Puffy's possession is so good. Joker assassinates Xeno Gemini, and Puffy and Joker just need one good passing play, but the massive tornado from Liari. What a tornado, and that tornado, but that tornado almost assisted in the goal, but Liari was there at the bottom corner, and now it is advantage for Prodigies. Penguin and Liari trying to get a passing connection here, passing off the apple. Penguin chasing the core, but unable to get it, and with damage, but now it is Joker who dies to tornado. It is tornado after tornado. The magical maelstroms, and that bounce not caught by Penguin. That could have been a goal. The ult comes in, the kill comes in, and everyone's dying today. No one left untouched, but once again, they have to find the goal here. And finally, that is how it ends. That is how it ends.
Xeno Gemini burned all of the cooldowns there, trying to keep the core on the other side of the pitch, and then Penguin with a well-placed shot puts that one back. Finesse now on match point. You have to want that one back if you're Xeno Gemini, but you can't linger on that one. You've got to focus on staying alive here.
Yeah, and the Joker was just so clutch in the end because everyone was dying. And I'm pretty sure Finesse was a man down in that opportunity. So now Finesse with a chance to close out this game to prevent the side of Prodigies from scaling even further. But we'll have to see if the Joker can clutch it out here. The ult does not work out. But once again, Puffy winning the strike war, and the core just slides past an exposed Atlas on the other side of the net. Finesse squeeze out a pretty close 2-0, I gotta say.
Oh, what fantastic games for both these teams. And I am excited to watch what happens in the next few matches that these teams have to play. As you mentioned, Finesse squeaks it out. But look, I mean, some of those plays back and forth, Barcode might have been cleaner, but Xeno Gemini was pretty darn close with the Atlas for himself as well. You see actually racking up more saves in this particular match. And then, of course, you see the rest of the stats on your screen. Well played there all around. Actually, a lot of these numbers look relatively even here, Saya, for a lot of these players when you look at the matchups.
Yeah, it was definitely a very, very small difference, but that difference made the difference in the end. And I've said difference too many times. I think that is it for us, right? That is our 3 series of 2.
Series, sets, yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines.